Pleased to meet you. I'm Public Security Officer Qingyi. May I know the specific request you have for public security community service?
Shh, hold on for a second.
Oh, is that you, Manager? My apologies. I didn't recognize you while I was in autopilot mode. What are you two?
If even androids can understand the meaning of life, then perhaps humans can too.
Finished. What a classic.
What are you watching so intently?
Endbringer 2! Have you seen it, Qingyi? I've been meaning to recommend it to you.
Hold on. Just give me a second. And done. I speed-watched the whole thing. It's about an E-800 model android protecting a little girl amidst the perilous apocalypse, supporting each other through thick and thin. They gradually become attached to one another, but in the end have no choice but to part ways. The plot's decent enough, I suppose.
So you actually went and looked up spoilers. Watching movies like that is a real waste, officer.
I didn't look up spoilers. I simply extracted the movie from the database for data analysis and pattern recognition.
Master, this is technical jargon of an advanced artificial consciousness. Allow me to translate for you. Yes, Qingyi essentially read spoilers.
The smart voice assistant you two are using seems to have quite the unique personality setting loaded into it. Ah, right. I happen to have a work-related matter which requires your assistance. I need to borrow some tapes to further analyze human behavior. Horror movies, to be exact. With mysterious forces at play, the more the better. It's for Public Security's community service program.
Huh? Just curious, but what kind of community service are you talking about?
I can tell you find the whole thing a little unusual too. Actually, I also think this community service is somewhat dull.
Which is why you activated autopilot mode, right? If only I could also handle tedious tasks while catching up on sleep.
Tedious. Ha, ha. As if the mere word tedious could encompass everything. It all began when the bigwigs at Public Security realized that no matter how many decrees they make, Internaut is still unstoppable. As a result, who else other than Officer Juyuan proposed a strategy of guiding rather than blocking? Citizens have a real need to face the hollows and can't always turn to Public Security for everything. So Internaut has naturally appeared to meet those needs. If only every Public Security officer could dedicate a set amount of time to community service, helping citizens with their actual problems. Once we establish trust between citizens and Public Security, then the plan to completely eradicate Internaut will have taken its first step.
That's a great strategy.
Indeed, Zhu Yuan proposing such a comprehensive plan is really reassuring.
It is a good plan. However, for some reason, I sense that you two might not be completely sincere. Never mind. I suppose I'm not entirely sincere myself, mainly due to the absurd demands citizens are making. For example, testing whether their fiancé would flirt with other women behind their back. Or, I suspect there's some mysterious force at work on 6th Street. Please deal with it, officer. What's worse is my assigned partner today. Ugh, that guy. One second he's proclaiming that though community service seems a little trivial, he's determined and dedicated to taking up that task. Then, before I even finished a sip of hot water, he goes bolting off on another case somewhere else, like a gust of wind weaving through the mountains. Young people these days.
Not every young person is like that, you know. If you need a partner, count me in. Solving cases with a Public Security officer. It's like something out of a movie, right? Sounds kinda cool.
I never expected the manager to be interested in such things.
I think Belle just wants to show off and strut around with the public security badge pinned on her coat.
If the manager is willing to assist, it would indeed be a great help to me. However, giving you a badge is out of the question. Nominally appointing you as an assistant public security officer, though, is a possibility.
Then you go ahead, Belle. I'll look after the store.
Then I'll go ahead and clear up the other community service appointments first. Let's meet on the street later. No need to jump to any strange conclusions, Holly. Just tell me what's the matter.
Okay. Actually, it's about my good friend Teddy. He's been missing for several days now.
Missing? There doesn't seem to be any filed reports about a missing person in this area. Have you been to the public security office with your parents recently?
No, we haven't. Dad said since we just moved away from the old metro zone, we don't have the resources to deal with Teddy right now. But I'm really worried. I've never gone so long without seeing Teddy before.
That's terrible.
The assistant public security officer is right. A disappearance is not a trivial matter and must be handled by public security. Do you have a photo of Teddy?
Yes, I have tons. At least I did. But during our move, because we were in a hurry to catch the evacuation train, all our luggage was...
Not a problem. Now, I will ask you a few questions. You must think carefully. The more accurate your answers, the higher the chance we will find Teddy. Understand? Let's start. Height? Weight?
Teddy is exactly 20 centimeters shorter than me, so he's 101 centimeters tall. He's heavier than me, about 32 kilograms.
Can you describe the color and style of clothes Teddy was wearing when he disappeared?
A blue shark onesie.
So, Teddy must look something like this, right?
Whoa, you can really draw, Miss Officer. That's Teddy. But he's been gone so many days. Do you think we can still find him?
Your case is now accepted, Citizen Holly.
Oh, thank you so much. Dad told me that the officers at public security wouldn't have time for this sort of thing.
Don't worry, Public Security Officer Qingyi will be on the case. But there's one last question I need you to answer. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
When and where did you last see Teddy?
It was at the Gravity Cinema. I wanted popcorn, so Teddy went out to buy some. I waited until the movie was over, but Teddy never came back.
Gravity Cinema? That's right next to the branch office, and yet a disappearance happened.
That does seem strange. Let's go investigate.
Good. But first, I need to escort Holly home. Let's meet later near Gravity Cinema in Lumina Square. Judging from your appearance, it seems like you found something.
I found a bunch of suspicious items. Pretty impressive, right? Please assess them, Qingyi.
Manager, why did you pick up so much trash? Don't tell me you thought all this was evidence.
Trash? So, it's all useless, huh? Guess being an officer isn't for everyone.
Completely normal for a first investigation. After all, evidence doesn't just fall from the sky, you know? Let me analyze these videos, then together with... Wait a minute. What's that in your pocket?
I picked it up earlier. It's a signed poster and seemed collectible, so I thought I'd take it home.
It has value as a collectible? Then it shouldn't have been discarded so carelessly for you to find like that. Without the manager's deep knowledge of films, I might have overlooked this detail. The handwriting is a bit smudged, but you can still make out "To Holly." If it was dropped by Teddy, it's worth further investigation. Let me scan it. Look, there's residue of a strong reaction from highly active etheric matter. Quite a significant amount, too. An item outside a hollow contaminated with such a high concentration of etheric residue. This actually makes our search easier. I've also made some progress. I discovered a suspicious vehicle that was parked here when Teddy disappeared. If it's related to the disappearance, then the vehicle might also be contaminated with etheric residue. Let's go and check it out. Very good, Assistant Public Security Officer. We quickly tracked down the suspicious vehicle. As I suspected, there's residue of a strong reaction from highly active etheric matter on the rear wheels.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go arrest the car's owner.
Huh? No, that's not how this works. Criminal investigation requires concrete evidence. We need to keep calm, Assistant Officer. Etheric residue is indeed suspicious, but this is new Eridu after all. There are various causes for contamination with etheric residue. We can't quite deem it something particularly strange at this stage. No worries. I'll handle surveillance of the car. I don't need to sleep anyway.
Are you sure you'll be okay if you don't rest at all, Qingyi?
Zhu always expresses the same. It's just unnecessary concern. Everyone is acting like this. Zhu, Holly, and now even the manager. Humans are indeed an interesting species, projecting so much emotion onto things that are not even alive. Though helping citizens is part of a public security officer's duties, Teddy is just a Bangboo. In the end, the existence of intelligent machines is to be discarded in place of humans when danger arises. Take me, for example. Despite being an advanced model known as a 01NG6 criminal investigation automaton, I'm essentially just a Bangboo with more complex functionality. And regarding life and death, I believe Teddy and I are identical. Neither of us actually cling to it. I really didn't expect Holly to be so upset.
We humans haven't become that cruel.
A most interesting species indeed. Don't worry. Bangboo or automaton, we are not as fragile as humans. Today's investigation was very fruitful. With these leads, we can apply for an official search warrant from public security. If there's anything I need help with in the future, I'll be sure to contact you. I'll be leaving now. Pleased to meet you. I'm Public Security Officer Qingyi. Please tell me the specific request you have for public security community service.
Seems like autopilot mode kicked in again. What do you think? Should we wake up Qingyi?
Qingyi, wake up!
Is that the manager I hear? Taking a little break did help me feel much better.
You seem kind of tired. Are you okay?
It had been too long since I last shut down, and my processors were being occupied with redundant data. That's all. It matters not. I've been keeping watch over the suspicious vehicle we identified last time, and finally caught evidence of it entering and exiting the Cretan Hollow. I've applied for personnel and carrots from public security. Once the approval goes through, we can go find Teddy.
Excuse me for interrupting. I thought I saw a public security officer heading this way. Ah, you must be Officer Qingyi. Our little Holly has really caused you trouble lately.
What is this for?
I'm so sorry. Kids don't understand. To trouble public security over such a matter is really making too much of a fuss. If it was lost, it's lost. That Bangboo was old anyway. I thought I might as well buy a new one for Holly this time. Just reset the Bangboo and give it to her. You can tell her you found Teddy and that'll be the end of all this.
Are you sure? Your daughter must have really cherished Teddy.
Right. Please trust that... Oh, wait a minute. I understand, if that's what you wish.
Huh, Qingyi? Why the sudden... He left quite decisively.
Qingyi, what's your plan? Are we not gonna rescue Teddy now? The original Teddy, I mean.
He's just a father worried about his daughter. No need to argue over the details of the investigation with him. Moreover, I just received a message indicating that it's unclear whether this Teddy number 2 will be able to help. So, I've decided to handle it this way for now.
Did something happen, Qingyi?
Yes, the approval didn't come through. Bangboo can't be classified as people. It can't be handled as a missing persons case, only as a theft. So we can't get approval for extra personnel or a carrot. This means the rescue operation in the Hollow will inevitably be delayed. And by then, Teddy's chances will be quite slim.
But deceiving Holly with a new Bangboo isn't right.
I never said we were abandoning the real Teddy. It's just that bringing the real Teddy back in one piece isn't very realistic. You haven't forgotten, have you? The biggest advantage of intelligent machines is replaceability. If an arm breaks, just attach a new one. If the body is damaged beyond repair, just get a new one. As long as we can retrieve the most core memory chip.
Good idea. No wonder you're the public security's intelligence system. You see things from a different angle.
Master, stay calm. If you can't remain composed, then allow me to pour a bucket of cold cybernetic water over you. This plan has a flaw. Teddy is a model from 8 years ago, and there are aesthetic differences from this year's latest model. It seems Officer Qingyi's AI system requires further iteration for thoroughness.
That's not a problem. The difference between the Bangboo isn't that big. Just some modifications to make it look similar to the older version should do.
All right, Fairy, enough with the attitude. Please search for the specific differences between the old and new versions of the Bangboo.
Understood. Scanning the blog. OMG, is there anything cuter than the old Bangboo models? I just wanna hug it to death. Result 1. The old version of the Bangboo has a super chubby tubby tummy. Am I the only one who loves its tummy? Result 2. The old version of the Bangboo is super duper cute the way it sputters with its mechanical kinetic core. Result 3. Wah! The previous version of the Bangboo clearly had more emotes. I miss those. Based on the results extracted from the blog, we can modify the new Bangboo's appearance based on these 3 points to perfectly replicate the old version of Teddy.
Sounds like you found some weird posts to read out loud. But thanks, Fairy.
You're very welcome. I am a smart voice assistant dedicated to showing you different perspectives.
In that case, the task at hand is quite clear. Let's start modifying Teddy number 2.
Qingyi. I just saw you and the video store manager on the street, so I thought I'd... What? Is that Teddy? You found Teddy already! This isn't Teddy. Officer, did you find the wrong Bangboo?
Are you sure, Holly?
Yeah, I'm sure. Teddy is my closest friend, and I would never mistake him. Teddy's ear should have a dent here from when he tried to protect me from falling one time. And Teddy's bottom should have glue on it from when I was little. The glue was stuck so strong that it wouldn't wash off. Officer Qingyi, was it because you couldn't find Teddy, so you...
It appears that you remember everything about Teddy, Holly. Listen, it's all because this rookie public security officer here trusted the wrong information, and we got the wrong Bangboo.
Yeah, it's all my fault.
Let's not forget that I'm a very experienced public security officer, and that I wouldn't make such a rudimentary mistake. From here on out, I will be taking over the case personally, and will definitely find Teddy.
Really?
Yes, really. So, we'll be busy now continuing this investigation. Can you return home on your own, Holly?
Yes!
What a sharp child. Even if they look nearly identical, and even if we could retrieve Teddy's memory, Teddy number 2 would still be a completely different Bangboo to Holly.
The most treasured moments in life are those shared experiences that cannot be replicated.
Okay. Like I've always said, humans are indeed an interesting species. Thank you for helping me cover up the lie just now. The next step is to venture into the hollow to rescue the Bangboo. It'll be much too dangerous for you, Manager. I'll figure something out by myself. See you later.
Master, I have located Officer Qingyi.
Huh, a familiar Bangboo indeed. We meet again, Faithin. As the #1 wanted proxy on Internet, isn't it a bit careless of you to take the job?
Can't be helped. It's a job from public security after all. Think of it as banking some goodwill for future favors.
Huh? What? Did you know it was a job from public security when you accepted it?
To be honest, Officer Qingyi, your post on Internet was way too obvious.
So it was too obvious, which is why nobody signed up for this gig. Then why would Faithin... No. Could you actually be a decent person?
Please don't sound so surprised when trying to compliment someone.
Very well. I suppose it's only fair to show a bit of courtesy now that I require your assistance. The situation is this. I'm tracking a vehicle related to the case, and it found traces that could belong to that car. I need a proxy for navigation inside the hollow. Please assist me with my investigation. The suspicious vehicle we were staking out was last seen here. All traces of suspicious compared to the legal investigation activities registered by the HIA, everything else counts as suspicious activity. I'm sending the coordinates to you now.
Master, high ether activity detected coming from this forklift. This matches the evidence previously collected by Officer Qingyi.
A forklift? They're not exactly a rare sight in the hollows. But how should I put this? This particular forklift seems to be giving its own game away. It seems to be screaming, "I'm just a totally normal abandoned forklift. I'm not blocking anything at all." Proxy, don't overdo it.
Master, unknown distress signal detected. Analysis complete. The distress signal is coming from a Bangboo. A route to the source of the distress signal has been identified.
Officer, we've detected a Bangboo search and rescue signal.
You certainly know what you're doing. So much so that I want to break my promise and arrest you.
Catch me if you can, Officer Grandma.
So infuriating. Slow down. Respecting your elders is a virtue.
I think I just heard a click, but nothing happened.
The ejector failed to launch. Oh, the recklessness of youth. Not to worry, I'll fix it. Don't go running off, Proxy.
The source is just up ahead. Belle, go wait for Qingyi over there.
Strange. The signal should have been coming from here. Teddy, is that you?
Bing Bong's here! The Bangboo Boonappers strike again!
Who's this?
I already said it! I'm Bing Bong from the Bangboo Boonappers! Oh, what do we have here? A little Bangboo that can talk! Don't see that every day! Gonna be sure to nab this one! Speaking of which, that emergency signal device that we took off of Bangboo, it is really coming in handy! Seems any Bangboo would fall for it.
Something's off about this guy. Let's get out of here and find Qingyi.
Oh? You're not going anywhere. You're property of the Bangboo Boonappers now. Here, have a taste of this special Bangboo spray.
Everything suddenly went black. Did we lose the connection with Eos? Belle, are you all right?
All of a sudden, my eyes started hurting.
Your eyes?
Don't worry, I'm okay now. But what about Eos? What happened to it?
Fairy, can you still connect to Eos? Hurry.
After disconnecting, I've sent 28 reconnection requests. All have failed. Now attempting to use a backup line.
Eos.
I have successfully connected via the backup line, but the transmission is extremely unstable. It appears that the communication system has been severely damaged. However, the communication signal between Eos and Qingyi hasn't been damaged. Do you wish to bridge a connection via Eos to connect to Qingyi? To prevent Master's identity from being exposed, I can add a heavy voice masking effect for both of you. However, there is still a 43% chance of you being recognized by Officer Qingyi. What's your decision, Master?
We have to save Eos.
Understood. Bridging a connection to Qingyi via Eos.
Qingyi, can you hear me?
Oh? Has the connection been restored? That's Faithin for you. Don't worry, I've arrived at the location of the emergency signal. I'll be sure to rescue your Bangboo. I'll need him to get out of this hollow. I don't want to become an ethereal. Officer Qingyi here. I've arrived at the scene. Let's go save your Bangboo. Stay vigilant.
My turn!
Watch out!
What's this?
Great timing. Justice is served.
Put your hands up!
This won't hurt much, huh? Oh my, remember to smile!
Easy work. Hold again. The suspect has given up and surrendered.
No! I've had enough! Please, go easy on me, officer. Anyway, what's a public security officer doing around here? Is it really worth all the trouble to come after a little resale business like ours?
Incorrect. At this moment, I am not a public security officer. Now, tell me, or you'll get a taste of this pepper spray. I mean, special Bangboo spray.
No, wait! No, that is not pepper spray! It's a concentrated ether solution. Please, let me go! I'll tell you everything!
Concentrated ether solution? Eos!
That's right. The person you just heard is a fellow public security investigator. A heinous crime.
Wait, officer! I had no idea! I wouldn't dare do such a thing! Huh? Wait, didn't you just say you weren't from public security?
Then explain. Why did you attack a Bangboo? Where is your base? How did you carry out the crimes? I see. So you would use the concentrated ether solution to instantly corrupt the Bangboo and cause its systems to malfunction, disrupting communication, self-recovery modules, and other functions. If that's the case, then Teddy wouldn't be able to send out a distress signal to public security. But kidnapping Bangboo just to dismantle them and sell off the parts? How could he have embarked on such an unreliable path of crime? By the way, how is your Bangboo doing?
How is Eos?
He doesn't appear to have any cosmetic damage, but it seems like his intelligence has suffered a drop.
Master, I have both good news and bad news.
Tell me the bad news first.
Eos is only capable of basic communication for the time being. The module for collecting holo data has been damaged by 87%. Please do not use it. As for the good news, there is no more bad news.
Oh, Teddy has already been sprayed with the ether spray for several days. If we don't hurry, there'll be no hope of saving him. According to Bing Bong's account, there's still a whole pile of stolen Bangboo in their hideout. We've detained Bing Bong, but if we don't act now, it'll alert the others. But no matter what, we must continue the rescue. What do you think, Faithin?
Agreed. But Eos has been damaged. What should we do?
Officer Qingyi, I believe it is time to use that technology, if you know what I mean.
We sprung from the same stalk. What need each the other fry? An AI calculating an AI. But it is a good idea. You mean that technology, right? Very well. Let's proceed.
Very well. Let's proceed.
Wait, you AIs. Mind explaining in human language so we can all understand?
Affirmative. Translating communication into language that can be understood by humans. Using distributed computing, a portion of EOS's functions can be installed onto Officer Qingyi's system.
I still don't quite understand.
Understood. I will attempt to explain EOS and Qingyi's distributed computing technology in layman's terms. you will use sensory sync with Officer Qingyi. By using distributed computing, you can immediately restore the ability to search the Hollow as long as we can maintain stable communication. The risk of using this technology is that Officer Qingyi will also be affected by EOS's ether corruption.
Oh. But...
It matters not.
Just don't overdo it, Qingyi.
Don't worry. I'm a 01NG6 criminal investigation automaton. It's my duty to save every citizen of New Eridu. I'm not such a fragile existence like humans. Isn't that right, little Bangboo? I've granted you access to my interface, AI. Let's start the sync.
Understood. Initiating sensory sync. Packaging distributed virtual interface. HDD unidirectional control on standby.
Activate the connection.
The secret passage is right here. Let me give it a scan first. Sure enough, here it is. Looks like Bing Bong wasn't lying after all. Oh, it's a shark boo. The chance of it being Teddy is...
Master, your powers of deduction know no bounds. The identity of this shark boo cannot be ascertained, but it is not Teddy.
It's all in a day's work for a public security officer. Proxy, I suggest you turn away. I don't want your Bangboo to see what happens next. Oh, is this a memory chip? Criminals always say, dead men tell no tales, silencing witnesses to cover up their crimes. The data's been recovered. Access my mind space and I'll share it with you. They've used the shark boo as a switch to open up the secret passage.
Enter the passcode, and then it's open sesame.
Reminder, there is a 99% probability of finding clues on the shark boo's chassis.
They've used the shark boo. I thought the kind...
Although you fell victim to the shark boo's reflexive bite, fortunately, it has resulted in the discovery of the switch for the secret passage. Press it to open up the passage. Although you fell victim, there are 4 distorted numbers etched beneath the sticker. It's probably not the passcode for the secret passage. Is this the passcode for the secret passage? It seems to be the passcode for the secret passage. Agreed. Officer Qingyi is absolutely correct. Engaging in criminal activity with this level of intellect is vastly overconfident.
We've pieced together the clues. Time to exit the mind space. Enter the passcode to the secret passage to open it. You haven't forgotten it, have you, Proxy?
Master, one of the thugs from the Bangboo Boo Nappers has been detected and is currently approaching your and Officer Qingyi's location. Your small size plus their limited intelligence have precluded your discovery for now. However, it is impossible to advance any further. Suggestion: factoring in Officer Qingyi's current state and the 78.63% likelihood that she is currently overdoing it, I have taken the liberty of preparing 2 surprise strategies. Captivated by the movie Never Overtime, the thug is totally unaware of Officer Qingyi stalking closely behind him, 3-section staff in hand. Pow. Whack. Knocked out cold, he slumps to the floor. The thug's coordinates have been marked out. Rescue all of the Bangboo before calling for support for the rescue and arrest. Highly active etheric spray paint, identical to the one Bing Bong had, was found on the thug. It looks like the Bangboo were all subdued using the same method.
So many Bangboo, and they all need rescuing.
Please note, the following information is not suitable for the sake of Eos's well-being. I have changed dismantling. This Bangboo seems to have been petted inhumanely.
Just like the shark boo earlier. Yet another one. How inhumane. Committing crimes against Bangboo, one after the other. Also, they can take their bodies for their own and flip them for a profit. Oh, human desire. How could you have ever become so twisted? Why is this Bangboo's face twitching like it's completely destroyed?
Master, scans have detected a non-corrupted and conscious Avocabo. It has tried to lie down flat, but has instead been rocking back and forth by 0.5 millimeters at an incredibly high frequency. Hypothesis: the Avocabo tried to play dead, but ended up exposing itself in its state of panic.
I am Officer Qingyi. You're safe now, Avocabo. Why is it shaking even more now? Could it be that it snuck into this hollow without permission, and now it's even more panicked? It's still conscious. Hold on, it's completely destroyed. Let's take it out once the rescue...
Sufficient gear coins paid. Authentication successful. Opening valve.
The corruption isn't obvious, but I've almost used up all my power. Don't worry too much about your friend, Avocabo. It'll wake up once it gets out and is all charged up. Link up to the Electroboo and read its memory chip.
It's the POV of the Electroboo. Looks like we've successfully accessed its memory.
It shocked its way through the door lock using high voltage. That's no small feat.
This is deep inside the Bangboo Boonapper's base. It's enormous.
There are the guards, just as expected.
I heard something. Huh? What's the Bangboo doing here? Is it an escapee? Don't move!
Huh? I think I just saw the silhouette of a shark boo. Let me investigate. Hang on. There was a shark boo among all those Bangboo. Let me just check if it's Teddy. Teddy has a blemish on its ear from when it was Holly once. And there's glue on its butt that Holly stuck there when she was just a kid. It's Teddy. We did it! The corruption is starting to show now. We have to hurry. Now that we know where Teddy is...
Come on, Electro Boo.
We can't let any of our Bangboo get away!
This guy really knows how to fight. Incredible.
If the boss finds out about this, he'll talk my pay for a month. I'll flank it! Oh, nowhere to run. Trying to squeeze your way through? Oh, why, you unscrupulous little Bangboo. You'll never make it out. Just give up. Ah! The Bangboo are escaping! Boss! Boss! Why, you... What do you think you're doing? Shouting for the boss over this?
The data's been corrupted. Go and manually recover it at the Electroboo. The Electroboo should still be mobile. If I'm not mistaken, we can follow it in, and we should run into it while it is making its escape. There's still some information missing. Keep looking for the last part. The data has been recovered. We can unlock... This should be the Electroboo's memory of when it was attacked. Oh, the shocked Bangboo have started to come too.
He's beaten them silly, but they're still trying to run off! If you're not going to do this the easy way, we'll have to do it the hard way.
That must be the boss. This thug is their boss. He's both stronger and smarter than any of the thugs we've run into so far. Well, he's at least 0.73% better. Look, the gloves that 0.73% guy used to pick up the Electroboo are completely scorched, meaning we can trace his fingerprints and uncover his true identity. Turns out that 0.73% guy is no joke. He's a fugitive suspect in 3 criminal investigations. No wonder he hasn't been caught. Has he been laying low in the hollows all this time? Huh. Well, seeing as you're so keen to come down to the precinct, don't blame me if I show you no mercy next time we see each other.
The Electroboo converts its last ramp bell. The entrance is over here.
That's pretty much all of the info. We can head back now.
Rosanna!
The Electroboo has been a real help. Let's head over to the secret passage. Teddy should be right here. It's that 0.73% guy. Take him out. It's completely destroyed. Let's take it out once the rescue is over.
The pressure's so high. The target is just up ahead. Qingyi, can you hold on?
I'm fine. Saving Teddy is what's important.
Your crime won't be forgiven!
Save yourself. Huh?
Easy work.
Huh?
again. Caught you red-handed.
You actually made it this far! What's this?
An elite enemy? Now things are starting to get a bit tricky. Nevertheless, I'm still going to get all of the civilians out of here. None left behind. Face the consequences.
Never count out Pubset!
This won't hurt much. No use resisting. Yeah, okay. Huh?
You asked for it!
Smash 'em!
I'll eat everything!
Easy work.
Set, reporting in!
Take ya!
Sure.
Out of my way!
Yep. Huh? Justice is served.
Less than 50 meters. The hollow exit is just up ahead.
Qingyi, do you copy? Can you make it?
Humans. Such an interesting species. These aren't living creatures. Yet they won't abandon them, no matter what. This obsession, longing, and suffering. Is that what life truly is?
Three strikes and you're done, right? We've already had public security's help 3 times now. Why don't we just skip today?
You misunderstand. I'm just here to express my gratitude. You two upstanding citizens helped me investigate the missing Bangboo case. Thank you. Teddy was repaired and I took him to Holly. It was quite moving to see them reunited.
Don't worry about it. Besides, he didn't really help that much, right?
Right. If it weren't for Qingyi, then we could have easily lost Eos.
Huh? What was that you were saying?
Oh, I was just thinking to ask how you've recovered, Qingyi.
My body is fine, of course. After some maintenance, I'm feeling even better than before. If anything, the real headache is that Zhu and her constant nagging about how reckless we were.
Zhu Yuan is probably just hoping that you will take better care of yourself.
Actually, I'm not a person who doesn't look after myself. I've always known how important I am. It's just that as automatons, our views on life are quite different from those of humans. In the end, the purpose of intelligent machines is to be discarded in place of humans when danger arises. However, you could say I felt a certain weight inside the hollow this time.
Huh? What happened in the hollow?
Well, I guess I could say that I understood the weight of life. I don't know. Maybe I've been affected by humans somehow.
Actually, it doesn't matter if we're talking about a Bangboo or you, Qingyi. We've never thought of you as something that could just be discarded in a moment of danger.
Right. Both of you are important and irreplaceable partners.
A friendly reminder, Master. If you are handing out compliments, then please, don't forget Fairy.
I suppose this is a similar feeling to what happened inside the hollow.
And yet, you still haven't actually told us what happened in the hollow.
If you're so curious, then perhaps you'd be interested in applying to become an assistant public security officer.
Become a public security officer? No, that's not for me. Besides, community service work is way too...
Speaking of which, after Juyen heard the whole story, she decided to put the plan to completely abolish Internat on hold for now. As for the local community services, unfortunately, that will become a standardized project in the future. It's a real headache. By the way, I also brought the horror movies I rented for community service last time. I figured now would be the best time to return them. I felt like the scenes where someone was possessed really resonated with me.
Oh, what do you mean? How would an intelligent machine empathize with that? We can't let Eos meet Qingyi.
Huh? When did you get here, Eos? Bangboo 01?
The feeling of being possessed is indeed unbearable. But it really does seem to make you stronger, doesn't it?
Yeah.